Within this box is what many consider the very best flight controller that you can buy, and that is the kissultra. Now, when you look at the Ultra, honestly, it doesn't really look much. It's quite a small flight controller, it's got an iconic H design, and it has all of the I/O laid out around the sides and some basic pads. What sets it apart though is the fact that the Ultra is one of the simplest to set up and best flying controllers available on the market. It doesn't use Betaflight, it is based around Ultra's own flight software, and that is really what sets it apart from anything else on the market. Now, Ultra also has this. The Ultra ESC. It's been specifically designed to be used with the Ultra flight controller, allowing you to get in the air even easier than before when using the Ultra controller, but also bringing to the table what Ultra does best, their own flavour of ESC firmware. Now, what I'm going to do today is give you an overview of the new Ultra ESC. We're going to take a look at it, and then at the very end, I'm going to share with you my thoughts. Okay, so the first thing to understand about the Ultra ESC is that it is entirely their own hardware and firmware, made for Ultra, by Ultra. It is a 30x30 ESC, so it is designed to be used with the full-size Ultra. I don't know if there's going to be a smaller version available in the future for the 20x20 mount, but here and now, this is designed to be used with the full-size Ultra. Size-wise, it is 30x30.5 mounting patterns. It has 4mm holes for the gummies. External sizing is 44.28 wide by 40.43 to the pads at the front, or 37.5 to the cut-ins there. And weight is coming in at 16.36 grams. Now, this ESC is designed to be used up to 8S voltage, officially 3S to 8S, but 7 to 8S must use a larger capacitor. They do include a standard capacitor in the box with it, but that isn't designed for the higher voltages. It is rated up to 80 amps, so that should have enough power for pretty much most people's use. And as I've said, it is specifically designed for Ultra and comes pre-wired, connected, pinned out for the Ultra flight controller. You don't have to worry about checking the wiring harness. It's going to plug and play absolutely fine. What's really nice about this ESC is that it is fully configurable within the Ultra GUI. That means you don't have to mess around with different software. You can configure it, and we'll take a look at that as you would the flight controller later. Now, one of the regular questions I do get around Ultra is, why is it so good? Why do people say Ultra is better than everything else? Or I only fly Ultra? And it really does come down to one simple thing. Ultra is the vision of one person, which is Alex. He has designed the flight controller, designed the software, and you're getting one person's belief of what an FPV flight control system should be. There are tons of features within Ultra, things like return to home, tons of fail-safe features, simple to use setup options, and it really has been developed as close to plug and play as you can get. I'm not going to say that you don't have to configure it, because you do, but they have made it as simple as possible. And whilst Betaflight isn't particularly hard these days, there is just something about Ultra that flies so well. For me, you just put it in a frame, pick the preset that pretty much matches your setup, and off you go. And it really is as simple as that. There isn't anything particularly magical about Ultra from a hardware perspective. The flight controller contains many of the same components you would find on anything that's out there for FPV, STM32, typical gyros, same for the ESC, but it is the software that makes the difference, the work that Alex does in the background to make his product just fly as well as it possibly can is what sets it apart. And that's why the people who fly Ultra love Ultra, because they don't have to mess around with PID tuning too much. They don't have to mess around with a lot of configuration. There's a few simple steps and you're ready to go. Now, as I have said earlier, I do have a dedicated video on Ultra, which I will link to in the description if you're interested in seeing a bit more about the flight controller itself. Going in a bit closer to have a look at the board, you can see in the center we have a pair of microcontroller and drivers that is mirrored on each side. Around the outside we have our FETs. These are Infineon Optimos 6 FETs, good quality FETs, so they should offer some decent performance. You've then got a load of capacitors around the outside of the microcontroller. On that side, a bunch of capacitors up there, offering our filtering and our protection. You've got shunt resistors on each motor output. There isn't a single shunt resistor for the whole ESC. Instead, they have individual shunts on each of the motor outputs. And then you can see down here, we've got some voltage regulation. And then at the top, we've got our connector for our flight controller. Looking at the pads, they are plated pads, and they are plated all the way around the outside as well. So the pads are on both sides of the boards, and you can see that they plate all the way down the edges. That is the same for the battery pads that you can see there, available on both sides, as well as the motor pads on the edge of the board too. You also have pads available for wiring up manually. You do have the connector there if you want it, but you do have pads available as well. And overall, I have to say, the quality looks really, really nice. Taking a look under the microscope there, you can see our two microcontrollers. Now, these are STM32L431s. These are small 32-bit microcontrollers from ST Microelectronics. These are then coupled to our motor drivers from Texas Instruments. These are the DRV8328s. That's a 3-phase gate driver. And then you can see they're connected off with the capacitors down to our FETs, which are the 07N04 NM6s. Now, just walking you around the rest of the board so you can see the quality of manufacturing. Everything looks absolutely spot on, no tombstoning. You can just see the programming test pads there for the microcontrollers, 2 there and 2 there. We've got some LEDs there as well. But everything looks really nice, really good. If we just flip it over to the other side, again, microcontrollers, motor drivers, but this time we have our current shunt resistors. So we've got 4 of them, 1 for each motor output. They're all located on the same side of the board on the outside between our controllers and our FETs. We now just look at the plating in a bit more detail. Let me just get the focus point right. There you can see the plating. You can see that there does look to be vias under that plating as well. You can see the little bumps there. It's just that they're not drilled on the top. And then if we look at the edge, let's go down. You can see that plated edging going through to the other side. You can see the bumps there as well. Really nice to see. And if we hop over to our pads over there, you can see the bumps in a lot more detail there. And then the edges of our board, which is plated. Again, all looking really nice. Okay, so here I'm on the kissultra.com website. This is the web-based configurator. I've got the flight controller and the ESC connected up. We have USB-C connected to the flight controller. So we're just going to go into the usual KISS UI. If you haven't seen this, I have a dedicated video going over the whole KISS Ultra system. Really do consider checking it out. It really is very, very good. When it comes to our ESC, we have our ESC flasher over here. Just one note, you do need to make sure that your Ultra is on the latest firmware, or at least the firmware that starts to support it. They did add support for it in a recent version, which is 2.01b65. You can see here it adds support for various things such as the ESC telemetry motor test tool, adds support for AM32 configuration, adds support for the kissultra ESC rescue mode, and all of the usual options. So do make sure that you do have that correct version selected, and then we can go over to our ESC flasher, and here is where you will find all of the information for your ESC. So I'm just going to click reload ESC. You can see here it's detected the ESC with the serial numbers. It gives us the information on our motor direction. Over here is where you would upgrade the firmware, and then clicking Ultra ESC Config. This will bring up all of the configuration for each of the ESCs on our board. It's a 4-in-1, so it'll bring up the config for each one. You can see here we've got options such as our motor direction, which we can set normal or reverse, and you can do that quick and easily from the last screen as well if you want to. You've got your slow start settings, your software current limit, your temperature limit, your current calibration, your voltage calibration settings, your beeper volume, your beacon timeout, as well as your ramp up power. Everything is fairly straightforward and basic. There isn't a great deal of configuration here, and that's mostly because you don't need it. It gives you the very basics, but everything else is being done for you in the background. Now at this point I was hoping to share with you some flight footage and just talk about my experience, but the weather here has been horrific. There has been a number of things that have set me back. I just haven't been able to get this in a frame and get it out with decent weather. Even though it's sunny here today, I'm just looking across at the window, it is blowing an absolute gale. So what I've decided to do is, rather than just sit on this bit of the video forever, I'm going to get this out and then I'm going to follow up with a part 2 on the flight. Here is the frame I'm going to be using. This is actually the Mic X frame, and I've got an Ultra in here already. Different ESC though. I'm going to be swapping that out, putting a system back into it, because as you can see, I've also torn the digital out of this as well. We're probably going to put, we'll probably put Avatar HD back in this one actually. So I will be doing that in the next couple of weeks, and then once the weather settles down, and I'm going to be straight with you now, it's probably going to be a month or so before I get the second part of this done, and then I'll come back with a video just talking about my experience with the ESC. I do know people who have tried it already, and there's no real issues. There's nothing to worry about. I'm not expecting to be able to sit here and say, oh my God, it is night and day. The reality here is what we want is a quality, solid ESC, good hardware, which we've definitely got looking at it so far, and you just don't want failure. The reality is you want an ESC that is going to stand up to a bit of punishment and is going to offer longevity, maybe some firmware updates and features as time goes on, and I'm sure that's what we'll have here with the Ultra. Now, if you're interested in getting one of these ESCs, it is available to order from the Ultra website. And when I say available, it will depend on stock. Whilst the Ultra version 3 is available right now, the ESC is out of stock, but it is listed on the Ultra website for €75. So if you're interested in getting one, what I would suggest is get on to their Discord. If you don't know, Ultra has a Discord. It is by far the best place to go to get updates on stock. Often Alex posts on the Discord just some hints of when stock is going to be available. So if you're really interested in getting one, do go check out the Discord as well. And again, the link is there to the website in the future. So, more than anything, this was an overview of the new ESC. I'm interested in knowing what you think about it down below. Please do let me know if you've got any questions that I haven't answered in this video. And finally, I just want to say, if you like what we do here, please do consider checking out the links to my Patreon as well as buying me a coffee. It really is through the support of the patrons I'm able to keep making content on this channel. And if you'd like to support us, please check it out. I also want to say a massive thank you to Alex for sending this over as well. He's been a great supporter of the channel. Continue to love the work that the guys over at Ultra do, or the guy over at Ultra does. So again, there will be a link to it down below. Anyway, that's it from me. Stay safe, and I will speak to you soon.